so.
Mhm.
This conference will now be recorded.
We are live now, or
We are already Facebook Live. Now, in another moment, we will be live. Yes, now we are live to the world, YouTube and Facebook. Welcome to Dr. TSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, and hello. As you decide, we have our esteemed guest who has been going through trying circumstances, but still we have none other than Dr. Satish Ranjan. He is the one of the best and leading molecular immunologists from Germany. He is live now. I'm not going to waste any time talking about different strains. I'll straight away put a question to him. Sir, what is this confusion? COVID 19. Already people could not come out of it. Still suffering, fearful. They lost their jobs. Economy is in ruins. Health was about to just limp back to normalcy. But again, we hear new strain, London being shut down, Middle East being shut down, Los Angeles, Maharashtra goes for night curfews, Germany, Italy, Europe also planning to go for emergency till March 2021. What is happening, sir?
thank you, Dr. Reddy, once again for your kind invitation. It's always pleasure to be with you. So I will also come directly to this point. So there are two different things we have to understand. First, this the new strain has just come up recently. Yeah. So we have already discussed about this the strain of the virus. The inherent property of the virus is to mutate. If the virus will not mutate, the virus will extend. So if the virus has to survive, it has to undergo some kinds of mutation. And now we have to understand what is this mutation and what kind of mutation it is. Yeah. So whatever mutation this virus has, we have to understand two things. Straightforward, we should ask only two questions. First question is, what is the severity of the disease caused by this so-called new mutant or new strain of the virus? First question. Yeah, whether
Yes.
it's making the people more sick, or it's adding to the sickness, or it's adding to the severity of the disease. The first question, the answer will be no. So it's not adding to the severity of the disease, it's not making people more sick, it's only spreading fast. Yeah. So this is nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, there's nothing to be panic about. The second important question which people should understand, yeah, practically, so that's what is the rate of hospitalization after infection with this virus, whatever this new strain of virus it is. So the rate of hospitalization increases? No. Are more and more people going to hospital? No. Then why you are in panic? Why you are in panic? And the new strain, whatever the strain will be, it will be very very closely related to the existing strain, because the rate of mutation in viruses are very 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 slow. It will not be a black and white mutation. It will not be something completely a new strain or completely a new virus. This is nothing like that. So this will keep on happening. I can again tell you, this will keep on. This had happened in the past. We have heard about some strain in the past also. Oh, some strain mutation has occurred in some country and this will lead to, or nothing happened. Nothing happened. Yeah. And this time also nothing will happen. Yeah. So nothing need to be panic. I don't know which forces are behind this to create this kind of panic. Yeah. But in scientifically, the virus will keep on mutating. The virus will keep on mutating unless and until the virus is extinct. Yeah. This will happen over a period of the time, unless and until we are completely get rid of this virus. Yeah. So people should not panic and people should not respond abruptly in this manner. Yeah. So two things we have to very clearly understand. We are not going to be more severe and we are not going to be hospitalized. Then why you are panicking?
Wonderful.
Then why you are panicking?
Wonderful. Why you
There is
are
nothing to
panicking?
panic about.
Before I come to that point, they are just going around. It has become viral. Now they say the last pandemic in 19th century, the first mutated virus was not as virulent as that was found to be. Now they are quoting this. That is why they say the second virulent mimicking the 19th century virus, that pandemic virus. They are worried. They say this is just like that and it is going to kill people just like that. How true this is? You are the best person
See,
to answer this.
see, virus, the pandemic caused by virus are cyclic. It's always cyclic. You have to understand something which people really don't understand scientifically. See, the situation in Europe, why the situation in Europe, we call it a second wave or whatever we call it, why it's severe, yeah. And why it's severe in Europe, you have to understand with respect to the first wave, yeah, which came in early after this December last year, yeah, and the peak was reached in April sometime, yeah. So here we have to understand what was the situation in the first peak, yeah, and what was the aftercome of the lockdown, yeah. So what happened during the first phase of or the first cycle of this pandemic was that all over the world severe lockdown was imposed. You know, Europe was under complete lockdown. Germany, Italy, France, they were under complete lockdown, and they reached a peak in April, May, something like that. Yeah, and after that they were able to flatten the curve. This we have to understand. And what happened during this peak? And if you remember, Dr. Reddy, I have already mentioned, yeah, the worst hit area in Germany, the worst hit area in Germany during that peak, when we go for the antibody testing, we found only 14% of the people were infected. Although it was the worst hit area of Germany, yeah. That time I have said, worst is yet to come because 86% people are still vulnerable. So this you have to understand. This you have to keep in mind. 86% of the population is still vulnerable to infection, yeah, and only 14% of in the most hit area, only 14% people were infected with this virus, and your curve has been flattened. Then the large population is vulnerable to the virus, and when the virus will re-emerge, as it's expected, it re-emerged after the fall or in the early winter season, it will emerge. Then 86, more than 86% or whatever, the large population which was not infected or was the left during the first, after the first phase, yeah. So they were still vulnerable, yeah. And these people are now getting infected. These people are now getting infected, and there your curves are going up. And again, the problem in Europe is that old age population is very high, yeah. So what we had expected that after the first phase, the behavior of the people will change and people will be more educated and they will behave much scientific manner. But this unfortunately did not happen, and now we are facing this severe crisis in Europe. But see, what is the situation in Europe is not the situation in India. One, this also we have to understand. In India, the first lockdown was kind of a failure. In India, the peak never flattened unless very recently we have a little less number of cases. Yeah. So what happened in India, Dr. Reddy? It goes up, and when we look at the immunity data and we look at the data of the COVID infection, we found already 40 to 50% people were infected in India. So compare 10 to 14% people with 40 to 50 or 60% population infected in India. So if you already have 6 in 10 people already infected in India, then the rate of infection will automatically will go down. Then there the chances of this kind of second wave or third wave is least in India. It's not completely ruled out, but it is less because less percentage of the population are vulnerable to this kind of infection. Yeah. One another problem which we yet don't know is the problem of reinfection. So what about those people who have been already infected and their immunity is not so long or not so long, and then can they be reinfected? And if this kind of problem will be there, then India will have a very severe problem, a severe crisis, severe health crisis, because all the people who have been recovered, they may get sick again, and then you will have a different kind of problem. But fortunately, I think this is not happening. This is not happening because the immunity which people have gained is still working in them. Yeah, this is not happening, and India is still maintaining a low percentage or lower rate of infection, even when the Europe is facing a very high rate of infection. So this is a big difference. So India has never been flattened the curve. You always we go up, 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 up. Yeah, unless recently we have a little bit of this respite from this peak. So this is the big difference in India and Europe. That's why Europe is facing severe crisis, and it will face, because people were completely protected. They were completely protected after this first lockdown. Yeah, and now they are exposed. And now, if they are exposed in such a way, and then definitely it's going to hurt them. So this is what's happening, and this new strain add to more panic. There is nothing to panic about this. Yeah, nothing to panic about new strains. These are two different phenomena, completely different phenomena, but people link it together to make you more panic, and to make your response more nervous. But you have to understand what is the situation, what's the first phase, what happened during the first phase in Europe, what happened during the first phase or whatever phase in India, and why the situation in Europe is now worse, and what's happening, what's the strain. This everything is different. Yeah, do not associate with just severity of the disease and make people panic. This should not happen. Yeah.
Yeah, now I think let me make an earnest appeal to the people of India as well as the globe who has been watching this live show. Don't panic because of Europe or whether it is US. US, I think, somewhat better. People did not get exposed as is happening in India. For that reason, only 14% got exposed, another 86 were vulnerable. Now, because of this new
For
strain is.
example, for example,
Yeah,
for example, in
please.
Germany, yeah, this is for example in Germany, yeah, the percentage will vary, but this is the situation, yeah. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
this is the situation because there, depending on the areas of infection and those infected, when you consider the ratios, as he rightly stated, India is around 40% infected now. Out of 10, 4 are infected. They are gaining minimum. They are gaining immunity. That means the rest 6 are vulnerable. But in Europe and US, the Western world, only 14%. We are just giving an example. Kindly don't misunderstand. Let me make an earnest appeal. Don't misunderstand. We are just giving you an example. There is no different strain as has been being quoted. That has been explained by our well-known, highly knowledgeable scientific man, Dr. Satish Ranjan. He has made us to understand simple logical thing that Europe, and he took the example of Germany, in some part only 14% were exposed, rest 86% did not because of the lockdown. Now they are getting exposed, and that is the reason why the infections are being seen and they are blown out of proportion. That's what he says. It is not that severe, that serious, that fatal, and there are no hospitalizations still. But the prevention is better than care in health. Health is wealth. Prevention is better than care. That is why they are trying to again shut down, come to lockdown. If I am wrong, he will try to correct me once I am done. So the same panic, because they feel if this infection, how it spreads, we have understood. How it started to spread in South Korea, 1 in 80,000. So that reason, countries are being more into preventive measures so that they can arrest. In India, our curve has never been flattened. The curve is rising because day in and day out, such a huge population, 130 crore population, they are just getting infected, gaining immune system immunity, and unfortunate with pre-morbidities or comorbidities, they are dying. That too, want of proper public health care, and also add panic, and also add the exploitation by corporate hospitals, and also add the state government and central governments misinterpretation, mishandling. This is the result. That is why this curve is still not flattened in India. We are still gaining immunity. 40%, more than 40% have already gained immunity, whereas that is not the same in Western country. So that is why the strain number 1, the strain number 2 are one and the same. Those who did not get affected, they are getting affected now. So for India also, they should also be very clear, and the preventive measures should be in place, come whatever may. If I am wrong, correct me, Mr.
No, you are correct. So European are more concerned about their people. They are more concerned about their health. Yeah. So they don't want their health system to be overwhelmed. Yeah. But in India, people were left at the mercy of God. Yeah. So there is no healthcare, nobody to take care of your health. Yeah. If if you have money, you will be exploited till you have money. Yeah, after that you are left at the mercy of prevention because there is no specific treatment. Yeah, they will just extract your money. But in Europe, this is not the case. So health is their priority. Yeah, so why they are going for lockdown? Because they feel because old age people are more in proportion to our country. Yeah, so if they are getting sick, yeah, then their health system will be overwhelmed, and they don't want their health system to be overwhelmed and collapse. That's why they are taking all these measures. Yeah, so that's completely different and understandable situation in Europe, in Germany, in Italy, in France, or whatever country. Yeah, and once the situation will be controlled, and then they will be again in a better position, like in terms of immunity, and then probably they will not have the severe third or fourth phase, something like that. Yeah. So this we have to see. This we have to see. So we have to maintain. We can't let the people die. Yeah? We can't let the people to be exposed in such a ratio that in Germany more than 500, 600 people started dying each day. So this was something worse. What they can imagine. Yeah. So that's why they have to do all this kind of forceful measure, and they have to impose lockdown kind of situation. Yeah. But at the end, health is also in your hand. You have to be more responsible, and you have to also contribute. You have to play your role. Yeah, that
Before we
whatever preventive measures
before
we
we
have
go to
taken in the
COVID-19,
first,
yep.
yeah, we should continue with it. We should continue with it. Yeah, we should continue because the risk of COVID-19 is as it is as the first day. The risk has not been reduced.
Yes,
Yeah?
that has to
This
be
you have
understood
to
by the
understand.
people. The risk has not been reduced as it was first day, as it was on the first day. The same risk with COVID-19 continues even now. You should be responsible. You should protect yourself, Indians and the world, because prevention is much, much, much better than cure. Kindly understand. And the other aspect is
Cheaper and better.
cheaper and
Cheaper
better.
and better.
Yes. And the other aspect is, I have two things lined up. People are again saying the Spanish flu type, the second wave was more severe, it killed many people. So, one is that, and how irresponsible the Indian political and the executives were, administrators were, in allowing election after election, functions. Now, yesterday I have been to Kochi in Lulu Mall. I have seen, I got panicky. What the hell is going on? And I have shot the mail. Till now, they have not bothered to answer. They are conducting elections. They are allowing people to get exposed. And what is this? These two questions, kindly, before we get into the vaccine aspect.
So this is I don't know what's in the mind, what's the planning of the government. Whether they want to, in the name of election, they want to attain the people herd immunity by doing all this kind of rallies and all this. Yeah, because this will add to the infection. Only thing that will happen when you are gathering such a large volume, only the chances of infection will be higher, and if the chances of infection will be higher, more people will be exposed. So you will be more closer to herd immunity. So I don't know whether they want to attain indirectly herd immunity by this kind of phenomena or something else in their mind. So
But there is
this,
no proper
this is
data in
something
India. We don't have a data state wise. At least Kerala is much better, far better than other states like Maharashtra is also AP, and there are some states like Delhi. But other states we do not have data, cognizable
that's
data.
the
Even
problem.
Kerala went for elections. That is the mind-boggling. Went for panchayat and municipal
Yeah,
elections.
yeah.
Just recently they have completed. And I see when I go out, like Lulu Mall in Kochi, they are literally flooded, and there is no physical distance. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, people have forgotten that COVID is still there, and still there are chances of getting infection and facing. Yeah, this will happen. This is what the resistant, we call it resistant behavior of Indian. Yeah, so they don't give up this resistant behavior, and even at the cost of health, they are not ready to give up this resistant behavior. So this is a big problem. Come to Bihar also. The situation is more or less, and we don't know. In Patna, there are thousands of hospitals. You don't know which hospital has COVID patient and what they have treated. So no data is there. So you don't know. So what we have estimated 40%, it could be even 60%, 70% people have already exposed. Yeah. So that's why even in spite of all this kind of election rally and all this, yeah, you don't see the fatality rate was so high. Yeah. That's the reason. So people
So
have already been infected and already been cured and already been gained immunity. So
because even in Hyderabad, the Premier Gandhi Hospital, which is supposed to be the COVID special, they have lessened the beds allotted for COVID. They are slowly changing it. all hospitals. But without data, we cannot say now we got herd immunity, so no problem, go out. We cannot do that also.
No, it's difficult. I mean, what you have to do now only you have to do this immunity test in a large population. Every state you have to go and do immunity testing in the large population, and then you can really understand where India stands in terms of herd immunity. This is the first article which I wrote in April. Yeah, the same procedure still you have to do. Yeah, so that's the only way. That's the only way, because if somebody have already been infected and you don't, he has not been diagnosed. Yeah, then you will never come to know how many percentage of the population have already been infected. So the only thing that remain in your body is the antibody. So go for antibody testing. Go for antibody testing and determine the herd immunity status of India. That's the only scientific way to do it. Yeah, but I don't know who understand this and who will do it. I don't know. In some parts, it was done. Yeah, but they think that we did our job by doing in some small but no, India is a big country. You have to do it equally in each and every state, every part. Yeah, even in one state, one region, the immunity of one region or the rate of infection of one region is different from the another region. Yeah, so you have to do sampling of whatever you identify your scientific locations, yeah, and do a sampling, and then you can estimate how much percentage of your population have already. But I think this will not be done, because if you say if you have already attained herd immunity, then who will go for vaccination? Nobody will go for vaccination, because the purpose of vaccination is to attain herd immunity. And if you declare that we have already attained herd immunity, then everybody will question what is the purpose of vaccination. Yeah. So herd immunity you attain by only two ways. Yeah. Either you get infected, you develop antibodies naturally. So this is the one way. Second way, you get vaccinated, and then you will have antibodies against the virus, and then you attain the herd immunity. So if you already, this is what I wrote to the secretary, the health secretary, in August. Yeah, and this is the article which was published. Yeah, that India is having undeclared herd immunity, and this holds true. This holds true.
After
Come
watching
out with
all
the
these
data,
election
you will find.
scenarios and all.
Come out with the data, you will find that we have already achieved it. Yeah, and then your vaccination program will flop. Then who will go for vaccination? If already one person has having antibodies naturally, then why you will give him revaccinate him to develop antibodies? Yeah, and we will talk about all these vaccine issues. Yeah, so then nobody will go for vaccination. You know, already one survey I have heard 69% of the Indian population is against getting vaccines. Yeah, so they don't want to be vaccinated. So imagine, yeah. So there is a limitations of everything, and so government can't come out with this kind of data and openly say, yeah. So it will go against the interest of so many arrested people.
So you mean to say data missing from India, and how good the data is in Western world?
You know, the rate of infection itself speaks, yeah, why you are having so much severity of the disease, why you are having so many cases. So this itself speaks that a large population of the people were uninfected. That's why you are having this much. So you can easily interfere from what's happening. Yeah? These are scientific things that's happening. Yeah? So you indirectly you can interfere your conclusion very clearly. Yeah, why you are having so much cases in Europe, because so many people were still vulnerable. So this is very clear that the Europe has not attained that level of immunity which India has already attained. It's very, very clear. There is no doubt about it.
So the clear,
This is clear.
the clear, the clear cryptic message from Dr. Satish Ranjan, who is the world's best molecular immunologist, is India is different to the rest of world, because there the immunity levels in the population could not be as good as in India. So that is why the second wave is occurring in India, and again they are trying to take preventive measures. There is nothing like Spanish flu, which the second variant being, it is a killing virus, killing so many people. Am I right, Dr. Satish Ranjan?
Yeah, yeah. It happened 100 years back. Yeah, 100 years back, you imagine your healthcare facility and your awareness. Yeah? People were completely disconnected. Yeah, that's why it happened. Yeah, you don't know what's happening in one part, and you don't know what's happening in other part. Who is the carrier? Yeah, that time these things were not happening. That's why it was more deadly. But now you are well, I mean, aware of this. What kind of carriers you have? You have isolation method. Yeah, you have testing, isolation, all this method. But 100 years back, these facilities were not happening. Yeah, so that's why it was that much deadly that time. Yeah, still it's deadly. Yeah, in terms if you compare 100 years later, yeah, we should be in a much better situation. Yeah, we should be able to prevent it at the lowest possible rate. Yeah, but still it's not happening. So you can imagine. Yeah, so the addition comes from our behavior itself, because from the first phase we have clearly understood that what are the preventive measures and what are the hygiene methods and what are the behavior, social behavior we have to adopt. Yeah, if you this was not happening in in Germany. This was not happening. People only in public transport, people were wearing masks, and when we get out, they get out of the public. Everybody put out their masks. Markets were flooded, supermarkets were flooded, malls were flooded. So where is the behavior? Nothing. So, and then this emergence of virus is natural. This will happen because this time is. I have already warning that the fall of the will be could be a disaster if this will continue, because this is the best time to re-emerge the virus. The flu virus, this so many flu viruses emerge in this weather, in this climatic condition. So this virus will re-emerge, and then another problem will happen, that you will be not able to distinguish between a common flu and then the COVID. Yeah, and then you will be infecting more and more people because you are COVID infected, and you will think, no, you are having a normal cough and cold. And then that's why this time is getting more worse. It's getting more worse. So many things are happening. Yeah, so many. Obviously, there are some reasons why something happened. There is a reason behind. Yeah, so we have to understand this. And all this I have been telling since April. This is nothing new for me. I'm not at all surprised. I'm not at all surprised.
You're not at
I
all
have
surprised. You're
already
not at all surprised.
mentioned
Yeah.
everything that it's happening along what I have predicted. It's happening along the same lines.
Very
I'm
unfortunate.
not
Let us just hope, whether it is Europe or world, precious lives are not lost as it happened in the first
Yeah.
phase, and India also should be again not going through this disaster. Just saying that everyone has got herd immunity, as you rightly said. Now this is winter, many other diseases may complicate, and if the infection
Yeah, yeah.
starts spreading without, if people are not responsible and governments do not again go through these same awareness programs stating that prevention is better than cure, and just stating that we have all attained herd immunity, what one case if it travels as it happened from Bengaluru, from Dubai to Bengaluru, how India got infected and what happened, Trump and Modi, Gujarat and Delhi, how that visit has really transformed India. So, India still has not attained its 100% herd immunity, though natural herd immunity through infection unknowingly also, if it happens, that is really good for India and good for any individual. So now let us straight away get into this vaccination part. I hope now I've made everything clear to the world. This is not like the Spanish flu. That time you have to understand the facilities, the awareness, the connectivity, and even the preventive measures in place were very low. Yes, compared to this, even this type of devastation, disasters should not have happened in this modern world, having such a good modern technology. But still, it happened, and still we are going through. For that reason, let us not forget the recent past, whether it is India or world. Let us see to that we understand corona much better now. So prevention is better than cure. Responsible behavior of the citizens is more important, because here in India the public health care, whether it is Telangana or other states, is very poor, and I have seen even the central government did not improve upon public health care. Now they have started a new drama in the name of vaccination. How do you look at this situation, sir?
Sorry, the last part I missed it.
Now India, instead of improving public health care, bringing right from corona in each and every state under health insurance, because we have seen in Telangana, Hyderabad, people died spending lakhs of rupees. Still the government did not bother. There was clear talk that there is a nexus between corporate hospitals and the government. Now the government contemplates, there is a parliament consultative committee with Anand Sharma at the helm, advising and suggesting government now. At the end of the day, I do not know. Instead of that, now Prime Minister Modi, we have seen rushing to Hyderabad for that vaccine program. And what is this happening? Are we not improving on public health care? Is it the vaccine which is the only one which is going to protect?
See, a vaccine is a preventive method for one disease, yeah. But healthcare system, if you improve the healthcare system, it will be helpful for improving the overall health and all the disease-related, whatever disease, yeah. So improving the healthcare system will ultimately improve your medical care facility, yeah. Vaccine is just limited to one disease. Vaccine is not going to take care of your other health issues, yeah. But when you improve your healthcare system, when you improve many things, it's not only about the improving the healthcare system. You have to understand what are the risk factors behind your health. If you minimize the risk factors, let's say I've been talking in Patna for now 1 week. The highest risk factor in Patna or any part of the India is the sound pollution of your health. If you minimize this risk factor, automatically you will reduce the the risk associated with the disease, with the sound pollution. The stress level will come down. Your cardiac disease, your so many mental disorders will automatically start declining. So this we have to understand is not only the improvement of the health factor, but the healthcare system, but also the risk factors, or I say man-made created risk factors associated with your health that also need to be taken care of. Then only you will have a holistic approach to your health. Health is nothing, is not only related when you get sick, and it's not about only treatment. Health is not just building a hospital. Health is more about reducing the risk factor and to put a preventive healthcare measure. If you put a preventive healthcare measure, people will become less sick, and then you will have less money to spend on the treatment. So invest more on preventive and invest more on reducing the risk factors associated with your health. This is easy to do, and this is less cheaper than your the other infrastructure that you want for. So these are health policies. This is a health. Here you need a paradigm shift. Here you need a scientific approach. This I'm going to talk to a few chief ministers in few days now. Yeah, I'll give them a presentation. Yeah, if they will adopt, then this will be a paradigm shift in the Indian health policy. Yeah, that people don't only understand health, that if you are sick you have to be admitted. Only treatment here, only treatment is the health. That's the end. Yeah. Before that, nobody, neither people care nor government care. My question is why you are getting sick, why India is the epidemic of so many diseases. Why don't you reduce the risk factor associated with the disease? Why don't you go for a preventive healthcare system so that such huge population is not getting sick? It's cheaper, it's better. This will improve your quality of life, this will improve your quality of health, everything will improve. But this nobody cares. Nobody cares, nobody talks about. Since independence, I have never heard something about this kind of. Even now, today also, I have never heard. Since now, so many health minister, educated health minister, doctor, everybody came, but never I have heard about all this kind of thing. Everybody, okay, only healthcare means that you should have something, hospitals, infrastructure, but what about the factors that lead to the disease? Why don't you care for them? Why don't you reduce those factors? So healthcare system is something that take care of your health. Vaccine will take care of only COVID-19. Yeah. So healthcare, we can make another show and we can discuss about
Yes,
my new ideas, my new. We can do it a separate show. Yeah. On
definitely.
this approach, just I have put a bullet points what healthcare should be. Yeah.
Yes.
But now let's talk about the vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
please.
today we are here to educate people about the COVID-19. And the COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah. So maybe I can start with my slideshow. Yeah.
Please,
Is it
please go
visible?
ahead.
My slideshow is. So for ease of understanding, I have put a very straightforward title. So it's COVID-19 versus COVID-19 vaccine. So you have to understand where we are at in terms of the risk of COVID-19 versus risk of COVID-19 vaccine. So let's talk about the most talked vaccine that that people are heard of, and these are the two vaccines from Pfizer and from the Moderna, yeah, because these two vaccines they have applied for emergency usage, yeah, and they have already got approval, yeah. So I'll come to that, yeah. So before coming to all the aspects, we should understand what is this mRNA. What is this mRNA vaccine? So mRNA stands for messenger RNA. So what is this messenger RNA? Messenger RNA derives from, see, you have a genetic material, we call it gene, it's made of DNA. So DNA is something that is having all the information regarding your body, regarding what kind of protein and everything. Yeah? So DNA does not make directly protein. So what DNA make? DNA is we call it transcription. Yeah, because DNA is transcribed to another genetic material is called RNA, and this RNA, one of the RNA is messenger RNA, and this messenger RNA has the information for the protein. And now this RNA is a genetic material. It's made of nucleotides. It's not a protein. It's a different, yeah. And now this is translated. Why call it translation? Because it's a different language, yeah. So now this messenger RNA is translated to different kind of proteins what the body will require. The messenger RNA will deliver the information to the protein making machinery of the cell, and then that kind of protein will be synthesized. And one of the antibodies are also one of the proteins. So what is the principle of this messenger RNA vaccine? This we have to understand today. Why I have called it synthetic messenger RNA? Because this is not a natural mRNA. This is man-made synthetic nucleotide. It's made from a nucleotide, so it's synthetically designed. That's why we call it synthetic messenger RNA. So what is the principle? So first we have to understand. So what we do, we take this messenger RNA, and why this messenger RNA? What is the biggest advantage of, if you call it advantage, that messenger RNA we require very, or we just say we require 1/10 of the conventional vaccine. What is the conventional vaccine? Conventional vaccines are when you take the live virus. Yeah, you attenuate it or half kill it. Yeah, so that virus you take and then you inoculate, and then the body will make antibodies, like polio vaccine. The polio vaccine have live attenuated polio virus. Yeah, but then you need a high quantity of this vaccine, and it's very difficult to produce such a high quantity of vaccine in such an emergency situation, in such an emergency health situation for people throughout the world. That's why company have shifted to this messenger RNA. I will talk about the history of this later. Yeah. So this messenger RNA will be injected. It's a genetic material. It's synthetically made genetic material. It will be injected, inoculated in your arm. Yeah, and then this vaccine, this messenger RNA will be taken up by your cell. Let's understand first the principle. It will be taken by your body cells, and the cells will have all the machinery. Here you can see it. Yeah. This the ribosome is the protein making machinery of the body. So ribosome will make the protein, and then the protein will be modified and in the various organs of the cell. This I will not talk about in detail. And finally, you will have that protein for which messenger RNA. So this messenger RNA has the information for the spike protein of the virus. And this spike protein, in fact, through this spike protein, this virus infect the human body. And this is one of the most conserved protein in the virus. And that's why I say the different strain, even if you have a different strain of the virus, if the spike protein is conserved, then you don't have to worry. If in terms of vaccination. So then this mRNA will be translated into a protein, and that protein will be the spike protein. You can see it, yeah? You can see my cursor?
Yes. Yes.
So here you can see it's the enlarged spike protein. This is a trimer, so this will be a spike protein. Now, this spike protein will mimic like a virus. Although you don't have a virus, but this will mimic like a virus, and your body immune system will respond, and then they will start making antibodies against this spike protein. So you will have an antibody in your body, so that in future, if you have a viral infection, you will have antibody, and the antibody will neutralize the virus, and then you will be safe. So this is the principle. It sounds very simple.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is not as simple as it sounds. Yeah. Now I will come to. Many people have asked me that what's the background of this mRNA vaccine. To tell you the truth, no mRNA vaccine has been on the market yet.
Oh, shocking.
There is a reason behind it. Yeah, we should understand this is the first mRNA vaccine that's commercial allowed. Yeah, but mRNA vaccine has been tested before. Yeah, mRNA has been tested before for rabies, influenza, cytomegalovirus, Zika virus. But never such medical emergency has happened. So this mRNA vaccine never got the approval, and it never. And also there were so many limitations and there were so many safety concerns. Yeah, you can read about all the mRNA vaccine that were developed for rabies, that were developed for influenza. You will come to know about what the problem, what's the mRNA vaccine safety concerns are. It's already published. This is nothing new. Yeah, it's already there. If you want to educate yourself, you can do it. Yeah. So now I will talk about the today. This we are sitting today only for these 6 points. People should understand what this mRNA vaccine is and what are the safety concerns. So I have put all the possible safety concerns for that is associated with mRNA vaccine, and also associated with other mRNA vaccine. These are the safety concerns. Basically, these are the questions that I should put for Pfizer and I should put for Moderna. Pfizer is one more than 150 years old company, and they have collaborated with BioNTech. If I'm correct, yeah, they have, yeah.
Yeah.
So just to give you the BioNTech is a very new company, is a very new German company. You know why they have collaborated with BioNTech? Nobody knows. I'll tell you the story. The senior vice president of BioNTech, the senior vice president of the BioNTech is a Hungarian-born scientist. I will not take the name. Yeah, you can find it. It's
He's the
available online.
Hungarian scientist.
She is the she is the pioneer of mRNA vaccine. She has started her work in 90s. She has started her work in 90s. Yeah. At that time, she imagined or she believed that one day we can have a mRNA and we will have a designed mRNA. We call it pre-designed mRNA, and we will be able to synthesize proteins, and this can be used for therapeutic purpose. Yeah, she dreamed that time, and you will be surprised to know nobody was buying her concept. Yeah, even she was demoted from her professor to junior professor, and all her grants were rejected, but she never gave up. And then she, in collaboration with a molecular immunologist like me, I know his name, but I don't want to take his name. So then in 2005, they first time in 2005, see, after 15 years, it took 15 years for them. They modified this mRNA, and the biggest problem with this mRNA now. I will come one to one. Yeah. So that's why this company, this is the senior vice president of this company, and this Pfizer has collaborated. And I also simultaneously I will tell about Moderna. You know what Moderna stands for? Moderna is just 10-year-old company. Moderna stands for modified RNA, modified plus RNA.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. And the promoters of Moderna are also pioneer in mRNA. Yeah, they are also very good scientists in mRNA. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the promoter has quit because he has difference with the other three. Yeah, and his brain is the concept of this modified RNA is his brain child. Yeah, and but others from his company believe that they have got this information from him because of their effort, not because it's a different thing. But ultimately, he quit. Yeah, but that was the guy who, and then they formed this Moderna, and they started working on this. And Springer was their first investor. Springer, the publisher Springer was their first investor, and they started working on this therapeutic mRNA things. Yeah. And many Moderna has rabies vaccine, many vaccine, mRNA based vaccine. Yeah. But the most discussed thing that is the mRNA-based therapy is the therapy for your cardiac, when you have a cardiac failure or when you have a vascular problem with the cardiac. Yeah? Then you can inject this mRNA, and this will repair. This will lead to the regeneration of the blood vessel, and this will improve your heart function rate. Yeah? So here, this was the most discussed therapeutic approach from Moderna. Yeah. And that's why they have little bit expertise. Then that's all of a sudden they came into the limelight for this vaccine. So this is the story why these two companies are leading. Yeah, this is the brief story. Yeah. Now come to the main problem of this mRNA vaccine. So the biggest problem of this mRNA vaccine, when you inject mRNA vaccine, yeah, so this will be attacked by your defense system, by your immune defense system.
Yeah.
90s, the lady which I have told, she knew about this problem. Yeah. And the biggest challenge was to modify this messenger RNA so that it can escape your defense system. So the first problem is here that your body will attack, your defense system will attack, and still the concern is that it can create a biological havoc, and that might still an immune response that could make the therapy a health risk still is there. So this is the first problem. That's why you are hearing so many things. The person getting after inoculated, he fainted or whatever side effects he is having, yeah, pain, fatigue, whatever he is having, and whatever altered immune response. The first thing starts immediately after your inoculation, and this is my question to them. Have you addressed this 100% satisfactorily or not? At one point, at one side, I'm trying to educate the people, but at the other point, I'm trying to put these scientific questions to this so-called pioneer in the mRNA and who have developed this vaccine. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, where we stand this? Be very clear to me where we stand this in terms of immune response. So what I will come to what Moderna has done to answer this, yeah, and then here this is the that's why I have made it in a red circle, yeah. Second, the immunogen, this protein that is expressed by your mRNA. So what about this expressed immunogen, and what about the antibodies? So what kind of antibodies are made against this immunogen? Is If there is any problem, if there will be any malfunctioning of this antibody formation, then these antibodies will be deadly. They will become autoreactive. This means they will act against your own body.
Goodness.
They will not against the virus, then they will act against your own body. So how much safe or how much close this immunogen is to the naturally occurring spike protein, and how much percentage, I will just put straightforward question. How much you are sure that the antibody that will be generated against this immunogen will be completely against the spike protein or the virus? It will not act against your own body, or it will not be autoreactive antibodies. Very straightforward question. So these people have to understand. Yeah, at every stage where you have a risk, you should understand. Yeah, because these are something which we have no data. Yeah, to tell you the truth, we have no data. Yeah. Now another thing, some mRNA vaccine platform, they will produce interferon. This is a kind of cytokine. This will activate your immune system, and then it will lead to a kind of autoimmune disease. This can lead to a kind of severe autoimmune disease, because this is what happening in severe COVID patients. Yeah, their immune system is hyperactivated and it's leading to autoimmune kind of disease. So what about this? And if you want to vaccinate people, then have you identified all those individuals who are at a increased risk of this autoimmune reaction? Have you identified them? Or what are the criteria for this vaccination? If this will happen, then what are the criteria on which you should say that these people should not be vaccinated? Or you are going to vaccinate each and everyone and let them be at the mercy of events? What will happen if your percentage of 90% effectiveness will decline to 50%? Then one in every 2% will having a severe altered immune response, and there will be no responsibility of anyone. So you have to categorically understand at what stage, what kind of problem we have, what kind of, because we have so many people who are vulnerable to this kind of autoimmune disease. Yeah, so they have to be identified, and then what kind of safety measures you have for them, how you will ensure that your vaccine is safe for them. Yeah, so people should understand this. Now, very important thing, the fourth point, this mRNA will be first outside your cell. Yeah, if it will be given in your muscle, and then it will go in your cell. Yeah, so when it's outside the cell, then it will also lead to edema, because the tissue, the fluids may accumulate there. You will have a severe swelling. You have heard about, we have heard about many cases where people have severe swelling. Yeah, and it can also at the same time, it can promote your blood coagulation. If it will promote blood coagulation, then you will have aggregation of platelet or thrombus we call. It can even lead to your stroke. Then what will happen? So these are the risk factors which are associated with mRNA vaccine. People should understand it very clearly. And at the same time, the manufacturer of these vaccines, they should address these concerns. Yeah, general people will not ask them question, but scientific people will ask them question. That's why these data are peer reviewed. If this data are peer reviewed, if this data will come to me, I will put all these questions. I will ask for the data. Where is the data for this? You have to show me that, you have to even show me in animals, or you have to show me by doing some experiments that this mRNA does not activate your blood coagulation. This is my simple question. So you have to prove it that this mRNA does not activate your blood coagulation system. Straightforward. Yeah. If you have this data, if you don't have this data, then I will ask the company or the scientist to make this experiment and do this data and come with this data. Unless this data is not on my table, I will not approve.
Yep.
So this is what will be my approach. Fifth one, this is a synthetic genetic material. So what are the chances of interference with the naturally occurring genetic material? There is high possibility. We have been doing all this kind of genetic material experiments in our lab, yeah, and never it has been 100% specific. We have off-target, non-specific effects. So what about the non-target, non-specific effects? And what will happen if some amount of mRNA is not transcribed? Yeah, it's left unattended by the cell. And then this genetic material will have a higher possibility to interfere with your naturally existing mRNA or naturally existing DNA. I don't know. So you have to prove me that this will not happen. This is not happening. So you have to prove it experimentally outside, that in a human system or in a human cell, if you have this kind of genetic material, then in the presence of naturally occurring genetic material, this will not cause any kind of interference in the natural genetic material. So this has to be proven. So I want data on this. If you have a data on this, then only it's safe. The last part, the longevity. If you say everything is fine, then what about the longevity? What about the longevity of the antibody that you have? So Moderna say 4 months, somebody say 4 months. We have been tracking and all this blah blah blah. But this is very short. This is very short. How can you assure? Then this means that if it is like 4 months or 6 months, then in a do you think in a population of like India, can we vaccinate people every twice a year? Is it possible? So all these things has to be scientifically addressed, and we need a very good data on this. We need a very good solid data on this. Then only this should be approved. Yeah, a person like me will peer review it. Then only I can say, okay, this is safe. Another person will have another concern. This should be peer reviewed by as many scientists, 3 to 5 scientists. They should review it, and everybody's concern should be addressed, and then only it should be submitted, even submitted for the approval, not got approval. Then it should be submitted for the approval. So this is the Pfizer and BioNTech, and this is the Moderna RNA vaccine. Pfizer said the first question which I have said, that how you are going to escape the defense system of the body. Then Pfizer and Moderna say they have clogged it in a lipid nanoparticle. They say that their messenger RNA is clogged in a lipid nanoparticle, so that it will evade the immune system and it will get into the cell. But I don't know what this nanoparticle is and what will itself will be a foreign particle. Then how the immune system will respond to it? So all these things still we don't know, and you will be surprised. The Pfizer and the Moderna, what the data they have shown, that is 95%. I'm coming to the exact. I have all everything. The Pfizer and BioNTech, they say there is 95% effectiveness in preventing symptomatic infection within 2 months of second dose. But there are so many problems with the first dose itself. Moderna vaccine says their efficacy rate is 94%. Yeah, I'm coming. How many persons were involved? I'm coming. I have everything in the final phase 3 results. Yeah, and they just, in a layman language, they say it's very effective in preventing severe illness. But what about the scientific questions which I have put? Nothing. No. And you will be surprised here. You see, this is the press release of the Moderna, and this is the, or you can say, this is the application of the Moderna to get the emergency usage approval. Yeah. And here I will put some. This is the heading. Go Google it. You will find it. You can download the PDF and you can read it completely for your understanding. That's why I put it. You see, in the first interim analysis was based on just 95 cases. just 95 cases they did it, and 90 of which 90 were observed in the placebo group, this control group. Only 5 were observed in the mRNA, you mean the vaccine group. So only 95 cases is sufficient for this world.
Shocking.
And in totality, Moderna has only 30,000 participated in vaccine, only 30,000, and Moderna plus this other company,
Pfizer.
Pfizer, altogether they have just 74,000 people in phase 3 trial.
Goodness. But
This
now
is
they are
nothing.
world leaders in vaccinating.
This is nothing. You see, this is their press, not mine. This is their data, what they have submitted for the to get the approval. And you see how shocking it is.
Shocking. It is mind-boggling. My goodness. What a revelation. What a revelation.
Yeah,
This.
yeah. And there are many. What I have already told. There are many reported. I have not taken all the reported. There are many groups, many scientists who have reported. I have not taken all the reported side effects, but there are some systemic effects. Systemic effect is very dangerous. There are two kind of effects you should understand. One is local, one is systemic. Local is only to your local body. Systemic means it will happen throughout your body. Suppose if it lead to some kind of infection in your blood, then it's kind of systemic infection. Systemic effects have been definitely seen with these two mRNA COVID vaccine, and they have complained of a symptom like bad flu. So this has been already reported. I'm not going case by case. I'm not going by any particular. I'm not biased with anyone. Yeah, I'm just going with the scientific facts what has been reported. But Pfizer and biotech reports say no serious safety concern. Yeah, although their patients have experienced this fatigueness, headache, and all this blah blah blah. So the lighter things they have put it. Yeah, but what about the serious effects? What about the questions? What about the immune response? What about the extracellular RNA if it is left there? What about so many things? What 6 points which I have put it? Straightforward, give me answer. That's my point. Similarly with Moderna. Similar is the situation with Moderna, and these two companies are pioneering mRNA. Yeah. So just to conclude, that's why I say the risk of vaccine and the risk of COVID you have to understand. Yeah. COVID-19 itself poses a great risk to your human being. Vaccine should be completely safe. Yeah, and it should pose a minimal risk. But this time it's unfortunate that COVID-19 vaccine, the risk of COVID-19 vaccine is as high as COVID-19 itself. Or
God.
it may even be adverse.
Shocking.
It can lead to a serious altered immunological response or any unknown health problem of unknown nature for which you will be responsible, nobody will be responsible.
Shocking.
So where we stand, we should understand. I'm not against anybody.
Yeah.
I am against the way in which it's done. I am against the way in which the scientific process are expedited. Science has a pace. Yeah, you cannot. I have told you, you cannot expedite the pace of the science in India, particularly. If you want to expedite something, expedite the pace of your lethargic bureaucratic process. That will help you. Yeah, but scientific process has to go proper evaluation, proper scientific experiments, and all the concerns of the scientific community need to be addressed. That's why they are peer reviewed. Yeah. If related mRNA vaccine has some kind of health risk, then how you will rule out that same similar kind of health risk is not associated with your this mRNA vaccine? Just by hitting the data is not that you are doing good science. Yeah. Good science needs a very bold personality. Good science, you have to face the criticism. Good science, you have to answer the critical review of all the reviewers. That's the good science. If you are 100% sure that your vaccine is going to work and safe, then address all the questions, all the concerns. Why you are shying away from all this kind of scientific concerns and on just putting in a layman language that this was safe and this much percent efficacy and there is no serious. how can you say there is no serious side effects?
Yeah.
What data you have? Just show me. What data you have that you are saying there are no serious health concerns? What data you have? This is not a laddu. This is not a sweet. This is not a toffee that you just eat and you will have nothing. Yeah. This is something that's going to take care of your so-called pandemic. Yeah. Yeah. But what are the risk and what are the safety concern and what are the tolerability? So many things. What are the associated all these factors? So that's the problem. That is my problem, and I think that is the problem of the real concern scientific community or anybody. There the problem lies. If everything is well understood and everything you have fair data, then you come out with everything. Then everybody will be happy to accept it. But that's the problem. That's the problem. So here I will would like to stop. If you have any further specific questions, we can take point to point questions. Straightforward.
Yeah. It is as simple as that. What about India's Bharat Biotech or other vaccine companies?
The India's, I think they are also just manufacturing these vaccines. They are just manufacturer.
They are
They are just
manufacturers of
manufacturing this
Pfizer
thing.
and Moderna mRNA vaccines.
Yeah.
Because I want to tell to the world.
We have shown. Does it? Doesn't matter who is manufacturing. We should go after the science of the vaccine and how the mechanism and the safety concern. Yeah. Whether it's manufactured by Pfizer, but the vaccine will be the same. Yeah. So people should understand what is this mRNA vaccine, what are the safety concern, at what stage, what problem, what is the potential problem that could emerge. This we should understand very clearly, irrespective who is manufacturing and who is selling it. Even if you are getting it free, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but you should understand the health concerns of this vaccine. That's my main purpose.
As a molecular immunologist, if you can understand this in this way, what about a commoner who doesn't even understand, who is panicking?
That's why we are here to educate the people. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Yeah, we try to speak in a very simple language. Yeah, we try to speak in the language of a common man. But these are scientific things. We need to we need, you know if we take something positive from here, we should have a good scientific temperament. We should develop good scientific temperament. Health is our own. We should take care of our health. If we improve our understanding about our health, yeah, or the things related to our health, then definitely you can take care of your health much better than before. So these things should also come up. That's why we are here to educate the people. Let them make their own opinion about this. Let them understand. They can listen it. It's recorded. They can listen it again and again. It's in the PPT. It's not that something I have spoken and it's gone. It's there. They can read about it. They can understand about it. They can invest some time on this, and then they can understand much better. And they can start questioning about all these things. Yeah. Then only the responsible people will be held responsible. Otherwise, you will just get something black and they put it something like very black and white, which is not true. Yeah. So we should understand the real the science and the real mechanism and the real factors, health factors, risk factors, whatever you say, safety concerns, everything. We should understand. And how many I have shown you the data. How many people have been phase 3 trial? Lakhs and lakhs people should be involved. Yeah, two company together even not put 1 lakh people, and they are going to launch it worldwide. Yeah, you can imagine how it's compromised in terms of the safety and in terms of trials and everything. So this is the problem. Here is the problem. Here is the problem.
You have been addressing parliamentary consultative committees, not just India. How do you look the world scenario? Politicians and administrators, along with their crooned media, crooned business mafia, engaging in popularizing this mRNA vaccine concept world over, right from developed US, Europe, India, and developing countries. How do you look at the scenario? Politicians, administrators, their crooned media, and their business pharmacy links.
In one line, if I have to say that is simple, that it's imposed. yeah, it's not welcome, it's imposed. It's imposed by all these vested, interested, the community, whatever you say it, yeah. So it's simply imposed upon. It's not welcomed by me, it's not welcomed by anyone, it's simply imposed upon, yeah. And if you go behind the motive, yeah, is you understand much better the world scenario, the who are what are the forces behind this. Government has to come out with some kind of solution. Our prime minister has clearly said that I will do what our scientists will say about this vaccine and this vaccination, yeah. So he clearly say he dependent on this. So one way he is also saying that he will not be responsible for if something will happen, yeah, because he is advised by the scientific community. But scientific community is guided by the pharmaceuticals and investors. And if you are clearly guided by your economic concern, not by your scientific and health concern, then there are chances of launching this kinds of vaccine is much higher, and that's what we are seeing. That's what we are seeing. So this is something will be imposed upon. Something will be imposed upon, and it's a collaboration is well established and in such a way that it's, it's open also, and it's also like. Uh, Government is also hiding behind the seal that they are doing something. They are doing something for the goodness of the people. So this is the thing. This is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. So it has been
Yes.
imposed upon.
It is imposed upon. Now, last question. Natural herd immunity versus such acquired immunities. Which one you suggest? Now, here they say it is only 3 months. That too, only 74,000 two companies put together. Third stage, as you rightly said, it should be lakhs, involving lakhs. No one is coming forward. Only 74,000. That too, we are not sure. Data is not clear. They are not sharing the data to the world.
See, if you have a something safe matter, yeah, then nobody would like to get infected, yeah. If you have something alternative to getting infected and then develop antibodies, yeah, then everybody will go for that. You understand, yeah. You don't want to become sick and then you gain the herd immunity. So definitely, the best would be to gain herd immunity by such a method which is non-painful. You're not getting sick, and at the same time you are developing good antibodies against the virus. But here, both is equally painful. I think getting a viral infection and then you are cured of this, then you have a good recovery and you have a natural antibody. At this point of time, looks for me it looks okay, okay, but it's not that you should go and expose yourself. But accidentally or by some of your because of some of the reason, if you are exposed to and you have an infection and you have recovered it, yeah, and you have a naturally occurring antibody, then it's okay, yeah. At the same time, if I will be asked to go for this vaccination, I will say wait. My first response will be wait, yeah. If I can prevent myself from the COVID-19, this I will do first. This I will do first. Yeah, I'll go for my preventive measures, which is very cheap and very easy. So this I will do for myself, and this I will suggest for everyone. Yeah, and at the same time, if vaccination will come, then I will say wait, because there are many concerns which are not yet been answered, which are not yet been addressed. Yeah, so I'm not 100% confident to go for this kind of vaccination. So my simple strategy will be, please understand the risk of the COVID-19. Yeah, we don't know the risk of the COVID-19 vaccine yet, but we know the risk of the COVID-19 for the last 1 year. So this is more understood than COVID-19 vaccine. So why we don't go for a thing which is more understood, and which we know more about it, which we can prevent, which we can easily remain escape. Why we should go for an alternative thing which we are yet to know about the outcomes. So simple and straightforward message is, please understand the risk of the COVID-19. It's still there. It's still there. It's not over. And to prevent yourself is better than to get vaccination as of now. To
As of
prevent
now.
yourself is better than to get vaccinated as of now.
But how
So
long?
this is a
That
very clear message.
this is how what they are trying to impose. How long? Without vaccination, the
See,
world cannot
see,
move on. Economy is down. Jobs gone. This
see,
is what they are
see,
trying to show.
see. We are slowly. If you move slowly towards herd immunity, okay? Yeah. If the risk associated with vaccine is very high, yeah, and people are getting more sick, then this is a dangerous path to attain herd immunity. Then what's the natural way? Slowly, so that we are not losing precious life,
Yeah.
and at the same time we are not losing at the economic front.
Yeah.
We have to go. We have to. We have to pass this process. There is no other way, but there is a way to do this.
Wonderful.
There is a way to do this. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So that's what I have written in my article in April. There is a way to do it. Yeah. We have to make a check and balance. We have to make a check and balance of between attaining herd immunity and the loss of human life and the loss of your economy. Here you need an intervention, and here you need a scientific intervention, and this we can do.
This
This
week.
we can do, and then naturally we will be in a such a stage that we at that point we will attain herd immunity, but not at the cost of immense human life and immense economic loss. So this is the policy that government has to, they should be adopting since I have mentioned this in my first article in April itself.
Okay. The same
And
thing
this
holds good.
still true.
Same thing holds still good.
This holds still true. Still true.
Wonderful.
Yeah, still good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So this policy you have to, if you have adopted this policy, yeah, then the things would have been much better. Much better.
Much better. So what
And
is the
why
last
Europe- why-
last
why-
advice? What
why
is your
Europe-
yeah, please go ahead.
No, this partially has been done by Europe and other countries, but unfortunately, because of some reasons, they are having this second wave. But in the first, they have achieved this kind of things. They have a minimal loss of the life. In particular, I will talk about the countries in Europe, not in the US, because situation was there very different. Yeah, and they also control the loss of life and also the economic. And still, a larger population of the people remain uninfected. Yeah, but unfortunately, they could not carry it. Yeah, but this could have happened. This could have been carried. Yeah, if the people of those countries will have well understood and will have well cooperated. But unfortunately, this does not happen. Yeah.
Right. That's a human
That's why we,
psychology. That's a human psychology which
That's
we
why
cannot
we have
address.
to-
Yep.
yeah.
Before we
They
say
have to pay
bye,
with a human life.
I
They
know.
have to pay with human life.
So nothing to play with human life. Lives are precious. First live to achieve anything. So to live, we need to be more circumspect and adopt prevention measures, which is much better than everything what he stated. What is your one take out of this show to our Prime Minister and all Chief Ministers of India and also to the Western world on the vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine?
Don't be in a rush. Yeah, don't be in a rush. Please be guided by a honest scientific community who understand the problem, who understand the concern of the vaccine. Yeah, if you think a vaccine, there is an emergency situation, but this emergency does not mean that you escape all the scientific process and you launch something which is more dangerous than the problem itself. So this you have to understand. Yeah, whatever time it will take, it will take. Polio vaccine was developed in 42 years. I'm not saying that you take 42 years, but at least you should launch something which is better than the problem, which will give you a better solution than what people want, what we could expect now. So this will be a very straightforward thing, but everybody is in rush. Government is in rush. They have to do something. They have to do something. They have to do something for the people. And in this rush, you will do more mistake than doing something good to the people. So this has to be avoided. This has clearly to be avoided. This what I will say. to our Prime Minister. You are guided by, I don't know, the scientific panel, but also he should guided by independent expert who have a better knowledge of all this kind of vaccine and this kind of technology and this kind of safety concerns associated with this kind of vaccine before launching it for public use. Yeah, this is not a political problem. This is a health problem. Deal it scientifically, not politically. This will be my clear message to them.
Wonderful, Mr. Dr. Satish Ranjan. Thanks once again. Very kind of you. Dealing politics, as this is something which is dearer to people, that is health, and it has to be scientifically dealt with, not with politics. This is the message from the show to the entire world. No data regarding mRNA. If this vaccine is going to prove that this is going to be more disastrous, more devastating, more painful than the original COVID-19 viral disease itself, then people have a choice. They should think. They should think. That is why we keep on saying prevention is much, much better than cure. As a doctor, I can always say that. I'm the leading molecular immunologist with clear data, with clear scientific knowledge, now with evidences. Once again, Dr. Satish Ranjan has put forward his theory. Wait, don't be in a rush. It is health. Precious lives have to be saved. Only then you can survive. Once you survive, you can do better things, whether it is economy or otherwise. It's only survival which really matters. Loss of precious lives will not do any good to any state or central government. That has to be understood as it has happened. Let us learn for the past 1 year mistakes. I wholly hope people will become responsible, more concerned, so that prevention measures are in place as messenger RNA, what it is, how it is going to be. The 6 questions to both Pfizer and Moderna company through this live show, Dr. TSPR show, through Dr. TSPR channel. These companies have to come clean on these 6 questions raised by one of the world's leading molecular immunologists, and also the political hierarchy along with the administrative hierarchy, the tuned up media and the pharmacy and insurance companies have to come clean. Otherwise, you have to face the wrath of the people, because all governments in the world should be only in the welfare interest of people. Again, let me reiterate, it should be only welfare interest of people, people, people. Thank you very much, Dr. Satish Ranjan. Good night.
Yeah, thank you. Once again, thank you very much. Yeah, good
Take
night.
care. Take care. Bye.
Bye.